Hi, and welcome to my first video blog. I wanted to talk today about 3 reasons why you might want to think before you reply instantly to an email. The first reason is actually one that an old colleague gave to me in my first job out of grad school. When I first started the job, I was very nervous about being successful and showing how professional I was, and of course I had nothing in my inbox. I was starting from zero. So I made an effort to reply to every email as absolutely quickly as possible. And he pulled me aside and he said, "Listen, if you do this, you're going to set expectations later on that you will reply to everything immediately, that you'll handle other people's business on their time schedule. And if that's not the impression you want to give them, then you need to think about building in a little bit of time before you respond." It turned out that was really good advice for me, and so now sometimes, even if something is very easy to deal with, I'll wait not too long, but an hour or even a day, just because I don't want to create the impression that I will always be immediately responsive to everything everybody else needs. The second reason is really if you're in a very heightened emotional state, and this happens a lot with anger especially, but not just anger. Because if you write an email in an emotional state, it's going to reflect the way you feel at that time. And later on, when you've come back closer to baseline, you may no longer agree with what you said in that email. So anytime you are feeling a lot of emotion and you write an email, it's generally a good idea to keep it in your Save Mail folder for maybe 24 hours until you're feeling better, and then reread it and think about whether you still want to send it, whether you want to edit it and send a different version, or whether you don't want to send it at all. And the final reason why you might want to wait before sending that email has to do with waiting out a crisis. So I know sometimes I receive emails, especially work emails, where something is very urgent, and usually it's complicated and I don't have an easy answer for it. And I think there's a tendency to want to jump into the fray and help out as much as you can. But if you're not equipped with the right answer at the right time, you may not really help the situation, you may make it worse. And I've found a lot of times just by waiting, again, not forever, but maybe an hour, maybe even up to a day, what you'll find is that other people who are equipped to solve parts of that problem do. Sometimes the crisis becomes less of a crisis as the situation changes. Essentially, the idea is not to run into a burning building without a fire hose. It's okay to take the time to research and think carefully about how to respond to a crisis email instead of plunging right in. And I think many times that waiting period helps things resolve more naturally on their own. So that's it. 3 reasons why you might want to think about responding to an email after a little bit of a break and not right away. Talk to you later.